Good morning, good morning, good morning, chat. We are starting early. We have news at 8:30 a.m. EST. U.S. housing starts, U.S. building permits, U.S. housing starts change month over month. Charles Schwab earning call, American Express earning call, U.S. building permits change month over month. That is in 1 minute at 8:30 a.m. EST. 9 a.m. we have 3 a.m. earnings call. 10 a.m. University of Michigan sentiment prelim. Then after that, it's basically it. We have at 1:30 p.m. Trump in swearing in ceremony for IRS. Trump signing ceremony for Genius Act at 2:30 p.m. 30 seconds, chat. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. How much do you think we're going to make today? We are going to trade this Apex count that expires today. 20 seconds. We're about to get active. ES starting above the 100 MA, 200 SMA, tapping the VWAP. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. News just dropped. Waiting. May come out neutral and do absolutely nothing. We'll just have to wait and see. Might be delayed by a couple minutes. Low pre-market at 23,245. Waiting for this news. So far, it's just coming down. U.S. housing starts actual 1.32 million. Forecast to be 1.3. It all came in positive. Pretty neutral, but positive. Housing starts came in 20 million. 1.321 million. Expect to be 1.3. Nothing major. Housing starts a little positive. Building permits a little positive. Housing starts change 1% up. Then we have Charles Schwab's earning call. Not very eventful. Fed Waller was speaking at 8:20 a.m. Good morning. What's up, Miguel? Good morning. I honestly expected that to have a bigger wick, but I have to stay patient. Let's go over news. U.S. stock futures remain stable due to strong earnings. U.S. market futures remain stable on Friday as good profits and confidence in the U.S. economy's resilience boosted sentiment. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 contracts edged higher as both indices established closing highs on Thursday. The overall value of crypto assets surpassed $4 trillion for the first time, owing to a rise in altcoins and impetus from a legislative push to regulate the sector. The dollar fell 0.3% after Fed Waller approved a July interest rate cut to support a deteriorating labor market. The message failed to resonate in money markets. With swaps pricing less than a 60% chance of a quarter point decrease in September and assigning no probability of easing this month. Treasury rose with a 10-year yield dropping 2 BPs to 4.43%. Gains were driven by positive economic data and expectations that the U.S. corporations will resort strong second quarter results, which helped to alleviate the uncertainty created by Trump's trade conflict. UK sanctions added 19 new destinations under a cyber sanction regime and 4 new destinations under the Russia sanction regime. Trump spoke at 6:40 a.m. EST. We deserve to be number one. We deserve to be at 1%. Excuse me. Trump on the Fed. In many ways, the broad equity is to blame. Trump's new Alcatraz maximum security prison could cost $2 billion. Dollar pairs losses as the global stock rally continues. US and European equity indexes rose, signaling a record-breaking global stock boom may have more room to run as robust economic data alleviated fears about the US economic health. Japanese markets plummeted as the government bond yields ahead of this weekend's keenly awaited elections. Japan 30-year bond yield drops 6 basis points to 3.03%. Japan 20-year bond yield drops 5 basis points to 2.52%. China encourages foreign investment firms to reinvest in China. House passes bill codifying some Department of Governmental Efficiency cuts, sends to Trump. Japan 40-year yield drops 8 basis points to 3.295%. Trump AI guidelines to loosen rules and pursue energy. Trump to join Republican senators for dinner at 7 p.m. ET. Next news on the docket is in 25 minutes, 3 a.m. earnings call. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend as well. I expected a trade to come here, but the news came out positive, but pretty much neutral. Positive, but the markets just really didn't care about it. U.S. housing starts came in at 1.321 per million. Expected to be 1.3. Previously, it was 1.256 million. But had to start stream just in case. Could have been a really good trade. Now we just gotta wait for market open, and we'll just hang out. Good morning, Oath. Good morning, Golden. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Chat. Gives us a good opportunity to get caught up on news. Let's look at Trump's truth. Trump tweeted 33 minutes ago, if there was a smoking gun on Epstein, why didn't the Dems, who controlled the files for 4 years and had Garland and Comey in charge, use it? Because they had nothing. 1 hour ago, he said lower the rate, too late. He just basically went off on Jerome Powell, tweeting again, too late, and the Fed are choking out the house market with their high rate, making it difficult for people, especially the young, to buy a house. He is truly one of my worst appointments. 7 hours ago, House approves $9 billion cuts package, including atrocious NPR and public broadcasting, where billions of dollars a year were wasted. Republicans have tried doing this for 40 years and have failed, but no more. He is complaining about the Wall Street Journal printing a fake letter supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk, okay? Based on the ridiculous amount of public publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I've asked the Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by the Democrats should end right now. He's just nominating people, talking about Coca-Cola, how they need to use real sugar. Nothing of significance. Fridays are just crappy for trading. Let's hope on a good day. It should have a good at least an hour, maybe 2. We have decent news at 10 a.m. It might be slow until then. University of Michigan should offer 1 or 2 opportunities. Then there'll be opportunities sporadic throughout the day at key levels, but we're probably going to be out of here by 11:30. Maybe earlier, depending on the volatility. We'll see. I have to wait and see. University of Michigan sentiment comes in neutral, then it may not create any volatility. Now there may be Trump news. He is swearing in, doing a swearing in ceremony for the IRS, signing ceremony for Genius Act at 1:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. I have not watched Caroline Leavitt's briefing members of the media yesterday. Could watch that. What's up, Dennis? Doing well, doing well. We are just waiting for market open. Thought the U.S. housing starts would offer an opportunity for trading. It came in a little positive, not enough to move the markets. Now we're just waiting. Waiting for market open at 9:30 a.m. EST. Let's watch this.
Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize for our tardiness. I was with the president. Let me begin with a few scheduling announcements today. President Trump will travel to Scotland.
If you guys don't know, this is Caroline Leavitt briefing members of the media press briefing yesterday at 1 p.m.
Scotland, where he will visit both Turnberry and Aberdeen from July 25th to July 29th. During the visit, President Trump will meet again with Prime Minister Starmer to refine the great trade deal that was brokered between the United States and the United Kingdom. And the President and the First Lady will travel to the United Kingdom for an official state visit from September 17th to September 19th later this fall. This will mark a truly unprecedented second state visit for President Trump, and he is honored and looking forward to meeting with His Majesty the King at Windsor Castle. There has been a wave of positive economic news over the past week, which I would like to highlight today. Joe Biden's inflation crisis has been defeated. Prices paid to American businesses for goods and services were flat in June, which is lower than all 50 forecasters in the Bloomberg survey predicted. And core inflation, which is the best measure of inflation, came in lower than expected again in the month of June. Since President Trump took office, core inflation has tracked at just 2.1% overall and has come in below or at economists' expectations every single month.
Man, she is literally glowing. I don't know what kind of lighting they have, but I mean,
wages are growing at a strong pace and prices are falling for everyday Americans. We also saw prices for new and used vehicles and airfares drop last month. In addition, prices for gas, fuel oil, energy commodities, hotels, airfare, public transportation, and fresh vegetables are all down over last year. As we said all along, trust in President Trump. The American dream is back, and everyday families are already reaping the benefits of this incredible economic turnaround in just 6 months. President Trump has ended the era of economic surrender and implemented powerful tariffs to stand up for our workers and businesses and rebalance America's trading agreements. Despite all of the doom casting from the so-called experts claiming that these tariffs would be the end of the world as we know it, the opposite has occurred. Tariffs are not inflationary, as President Trump has said all along. In reality, tariffs are a source of massive revenue. We're seeing trillions of dollars in private investment pour into our country right now because the companies around this world want to make their products right here with American labor and not have to pay any tariffs at all. Customs and tariff revenue has already totaled more than $113 billion since President Trump entered office, helping to lead a budget surplus in June for the first time in nearly a decade. We are truly entering a golden age as a result of these pro-growth and America First trade policies. On another matter, yesterday in the East Room, the President was proud to sign the Halt All Lethal Trafficking of Fentanyl Act into law, surrounded by angel families to help finally end the devastating fentanyl crisis that has ravaged millions of Americans. Under the Halt Fentanyl Act, anyone who possesses, imports, distributes, or manufactures any illicit fentanyl-related substances will be subject to criminal prosecution in the same manner as any other scheduled.
You guys don't know, Trump signed something, I believe a bill or something else that scheduled fentanyl as a class 1 drug. I don't know how it wasn't before, but
Schedule 1 controlled substance. This legislation will close the loophole
Schedule 1 drug. Same thing.
that criminals use to skirt around the law and make it easier for law enforcement to prosecute vicious traffickers who peddle poison in our communities. President Trump has always made tackling the drug crisis a top priority, and this important bipartisan legislation further follows through on that commitment. The complete and total success at our southern border that many in the media in this room continue to ignore is another example of the president keeping his word to families who have lost loved ones due to fentanyl, and it's another win for the American people. Customs and Border Protection just released the final operationalized stats for the month of June, and I must highlight some of these incredible numbers. There were only 6,072 Southwest apprehensions in June, 15% lower than the previous record that this president set in the month of March. To put that in perspective, the Biden administration routinely saw the same number of encounters in a single day, and on many days, that number was more than 10,000 apprehensions at the Southwest border. There were also 0 illegal aliens released along the Southwest border for the second consecutive month in a row. President Trump promised to end the illegal alien invasion, and he has delivered on that promise to the American people in record time. With the border sealed, deportations are ramping up. This past weekend, our brave ICE agents were arresting violent criminal illegal aliens all across the country. ICE Atlanta arrested an illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of attempted rape of a child in North Carolina. ICE Baltimore arrested an illegal alien from Guatemala who was previously convicted for sexual abuse of a minor in Maryland. ICE Houston arrested a criminal illegal alien from Mexico whose previous conviction includes aggravated sexual assault of a child in Texas. ICE Salt Lake City arrested a 32-year-old illegal criminal alien from Mexico who was previously convicted for child abuse and injury. ICE Baltimore arrested a criminal illegal alien from El Salvador convicted in Maryland for possession of child pornography. And ICE San Antonio arrested a criminal illegal alien from Mexico convicted of aggravated sexual assault in Texas. The men and women of ICE are heroes. They are putting their lives on the line every day to get the worst of the worst, these types of criminals, out of our communities and out of our country. And the president continues to strongly have the backs of all ICE agents who are doing their jobs to keep all of us, including everyone in this room, safe. The facility, one second. In other news, following President Trump's bold executive actions protecting American children from irreversible chemical and surgical mutilation, the largest provider of these barbaric practices will now be closing its doors. The facility in Los Angeles, California, is just the latest facility downsizing or eliminating their irreversible and harmful services that feed into the lie that you can somehow change a child's sex. The Biden administration peddled dangerous policies that defied medical science in favor of radical transgender ideology. But President Trump has put an end to that to ensure America's children's innocence is protected and our children can lead healthy and productive lives. Finally, last night, Senate Republicans passed President Trump's $9 billion rescissions package. This will help restore fiscal sanity in our country by rescinding billions in wasteful foreign aid and finally ending taxpayer funding for PBS and NPR, two media organizations that have ridiculously used federal dollars to push a partisan left-wing agenda for many years. The House should pass this rescissions package immediately and send it to the president's desk for signature. On another note, I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling in the president's legs. So in the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today. In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House medical unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. Laboratory testing included a complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel, coagulation profile, D-dimer, B-type natriuretic peptide, and cardiac biomarkers. All results were within normal limits. An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified. Additionally, recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And the president remains in excellent health, which I think all of you witness on a daily basis here. So the president wanted me to share that note with all of you. I'm happy.
Definitely leaps and bounds above Biden. Also, back to the that company getting shut down for chemical and other surgical on children. That's just an emotional argument on the Democrat side, logical argument, and the majority of the country agree. I mean, you can't drink till a certain age. You can't do stuff till a certain age. I mean, it then follows logically that you shouldn't be able to do certain other stuff at a certain age.
Happy to take further questions on it. We will provide the memorandum from the president's position to all of you, as we always do. And we'll get to questions. Here in our new media seat, we have Frank Corva, who's the White House correspondent for Bitcoin Magazine, which comes at a timely week with crypto legislation moving across Capitol Hill. So why don't you kick us off, Frank, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Ms. Levitt.
Sure.
I was curious to hear if the president was in favor of removing any and all language around central bank digital currencies from the Genius Act, maybe as a means to get it across the line and get it on his desk. And then my second question was about something the president spoke about in this room. He talked about a $600 de minimis tax exemption for Bitcoin and other crypto spending. So I was just wondering if you could comment on those.
Sure. Well, the president did signal his support for a de minimis exemption for crypto, and the administration continues to be in support of that. We are definitely receptive to it to make crypto payments easier and more efficient for those who seek to use crypto as simple as buying a cup of coffee. Of course, right now that cannot happen, but with the de minimis exemption, perhaps it could in the future, and we will continue to explore legislative solutions to accomplish that. As for the central bank digital currency and the Genius Act, which you noted has passed through Congress and will be sent to the president's desk. I believe the House is voting on it. If they haven't, they should be passing it. We know we have the votes, and we expect it to get to the president's desk, and we are planning a signing ceremony tomorrow afternoon. All of you will get more details on that. This piece of legislation is going to make America the crypto capital of the world, and that's what the president promised. As for a central bank digital currency, the president opposes that. He made that promise to the American people on the campaign, and while it's not in this specific piece of legislation, he did sign a January executive order banning a central bank digital currency. The administration supports Congress's efforts to codify that executive order into law, and I believe there will be future pieces of legislation in regards to crypto that will be moving through Capitol Hill. The president looks forward to signing them, and he looks forward to the signing ceremony this afternoon. So thank you for being with us today. Sure. Jackie.
Thank you, Caroline. There's been a lot of discussion about the Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax.
Here we go. Let's see how she obfuscates on this point. They've been just running around the loop, just trying not to release these files. To be honest, Pam Bondi, that's pretty valid. Her excuse saying she has the files on her desk or they're on her desk, that's just lawyer talk to, I have a stack of files on my desk, I need to go review. But there's obviously more that they have. Some intelligence agencies, they don't want to like bring it to the purview of the public. Other people that are too powerful to name, etc., etc. I mean, there's a reason this is just lit a fire for 10 years and people just want answers. And they said they would give them. So far, what they released hasn't been enough. So
Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax?
to be fair, Trump did 10 hours ago tweet that he sent Pam Bondi to go through everything again and make sure everything is out there. So we'll see.
The hoax part.
The president is referring to the fact that Democrats have now seized on this as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make. The Democrats had control of this building, the White House, for 4 years, and they didn't do a dang thing when it came to transparency in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his heinous crimes. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did. The Attorney General and the FBI, led by Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, these are great patriots, some of the most trusted voices in the Republican Party movement. It's part of the reason the president appointed them to these high law enforcement positions, and they spent many months going through all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein, and they concluded what they found in that memo, which they drafted and they released. And so the president has been transparent. He has followed through on his promises to the American people, but he doesn't like to see Democrats and the mainstream media covering this like it's the biggest story that the American people care about. The president has been working so hard this week. On Tuesday, he went to Pennsylvania, where he secured $90 billion in investments for the Commonwealth, for the people of that state. After that, he came back to the Oval Office at 8 p.m. He went in there to whip votes to get the Genius Act signed into law. And because of his efforts, that bill is now going to be signed and passed. The following day, yesterday, he meets with a foreign leader, the King of Bahrain, to secure more investments into this country. And then yesterday afternoon, The president is in the East Room of the White House mourning with parents who have lost their children because of fentanyl, signing a bipartisan piece of legislation. And not a single cable network in this country took that event live and covered that event like they should. Those are the issues the president cares about. What could be more important to the American people than helping families who have lost their children? Those are the issues this president is going to remain focused on.
I understand he wants to move on from this story, but you do have some prominent figures, including the Senate Majority Leader, the House Speaker, voicing support for the files to come out. Representative Massey collecting signatures that would force a discharge petition for a vote on the floor for this. It doesn't seem to be going away. What is stopping the administration from just redacting any sensitive information, grand jury information, and putting out what is appropriate so that the American people can decide and then let this story die?
Well, in terms of redactions or grand jury seals, those are questions for the Department of Justice. Those are also...
You guys are just getting in here. We got an early start this morning. We are still waiting. The U.S. housing starts came in a little positive, basically neutral, not enough to affect the market. So now we're waiting until market open at 9:30 a.m. To pass the time, we're going to watch Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary of the White House, briefing the media. This happened yesterday at 1 p.m. So we're just catching up on some news. If we also have time, we'll watch Trump's signing ceremony, but I do not think we'll have time.
Also questions for the judges who have that information under a seal, and that would have to be requested and a judge would have to approve it. That's out of the president's control. He has
Appreciate the follow, as
said in agreement with some of the leaders on Capitol Hill that if the Attorney General and the Department of Justice come across any other credible evidence, they should provide that to the American people. The president has said that, and he agrees with them on
Why
that.
did you fire Maureen Comey?
The Department of Justice did, and I would defer you to them. Dasha.
Has the White House been directly in touch with some of the MAGA influencers that are still not satisfied with the administration's handling? And has the message to them been similar to what the president has said, which is sort of either let this go or we don't need your support?
Well, look, the president and this team are always in contact with the president's supporters, with voices of many kinds on both sides of the aisle. I think that's part of the reason this president is a great president, because he's willing to listen and hear other people's perspectives. But ultimately, he has led this country, not just over the past 6 months to historic success, but also through his first 4 years as president. And as the leader and the creator of the MAGA movement, he has led through these perilous times for our country based on instinct and in the best interest of the country. And as I always say, the American...
I don't think anyone can argue either if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you're in the middle, if you're independent. I don't think you can argue this is the most transparent presidency that has ever transpired in the history of the country. I mean, everything's out in the media, everything gets broadcasted, everything gets tweeted. I mean, previous presidents definitely were not even 1% as transparent as this. And I don't think that I mean, there's pros and cons to that, but you really can't argue that.
American people should trust in President Trump.
And what on
John,
the Fed chair?
Go ahead, John.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. The president on Monday announced that if there's not compliance with Russia within 50 days, there would be increased tariffs. Can you explain how that works, first of all? What happens if Russia doesn't end its war with Ukraine in 50 days?
Well, in 50 days, as the president clearly laid out, if there is not a ceasefire agreement or a peace deal within that time frame, if Russia refuses to legitimately agree to a ceasefire, then they will face very steep tariffs, and they will also face secondary sanctions. So countries that are purchasing oil from Russia will be sanctioned as well, and of course that will do deep damage to Russia's economy. And I would just add that the president wants this war to end with a diplomatic solution. He's been pushing for it. This administration has spent many hours and a lot of time trying to solve this war very far away, but the president wants to stop the killing and he wants to save lives.
As far
Reagan,
as the first part
go
of
ahead.
what you were saying, Caroline.
Reagan, go ahead.
I have two questions for you.
It's just about, if I may, just about the tariffs, the first part. I get the secondary tariffs, but there was only $3 billion worth of trade between the U.S. and Russia in 2024. It's expected to be far less this particular year. On April the 2nd, both you and the Treasury Secretary said it's not necessary to apply any tariffs on Russia. You said that because of the lack of trade, it precludes, that was the word you used, any need for tariffs. Why now, and why do you think that that would make them cave and come to some sort of peace agreement as it relates to Ukraine?
$3 billion is still a lot of money, John, and it's not just tariffs, it's the secondary sanctions as well that will be implemented in 50 days. Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline. I have two questions for you.
Sure.
First on Congress. Congresswoman Salazar introduced legislation that would give some illegal immigrants in the country a path to citizenship. 10 Republicans signed on to what she's calling the Dignity Act. I'm curious what the White House's position is on the legislation and if the president would veto this bill if it made it to its desk.
From my understanding, the White House nor the president has actually read through this legislation. We've been focused on, of course, the One Big Beautiful Bill, which passed, which is another historic accomplishment of this president in record time. The Genius Act this week, the rescissions package, that's been the focus of the White House. But the president has made it very clear he will not support amnesty for illegal aliens in any way.
I want to give you a chance to respond to the CEO of NPR. She's claiming that the cuts to their network will, quote, be a real risk to public safety of the country. Murkowski has argued that public broadcasting stations save lives. Could you respond to these concerns?
The NPR CEO said cutting NPR will be a risk to public safety. I am not sure how NPR helps the public safety of our country, but I do know that NPR, unfortunately, has become really just a propaganda voice for the left. Just a few examples for you. In 2020, NPR refused to cover the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in the run-up to the election. They said their assertions don't amount to much, writing they did not want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions. That does not sound like an unbiased opinion. That sounds
What's up, Gapper? What's up, Funny?
like a partisan opinion to me, and this is a taxpayer-funded organization. In 2018, that same CEO that you're talking about called the president in the Oval Office, who nearly 80 million Americans elected, she called him racist, shared a photo of herself wearing a Biden for President campaign hat, serves on the board of a Soros-funded activist group. In 2020, PBS's White House correspondent at the time characterized President Trump's speech then at Mount Rushmore as a love letter to white resentment, promoting the myth of America. In 2017, PBS devoted an entire panel talking about what it means to be woke and white privilege. In 2023, PBS's Washington Week Roundtable covered up Joe Biden's clear mental divide. That's actually quite the clip. I would encourage all of you to look at it. These are not honest news organizations. These are partisan, left-wing outlets that are funded by the taxpayers. And this administration does not believe it's a good use of the taxpayers' time and money. Ed Lawrence.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. I want to ask you about the Federal Reserve. So does the president believe that the slightly restrictive monetary policy stance right now, could that cause an economic slowdown? And if he does believe that, when?
What pause are you referring to?
No, could the stance of the monetary policy is slightly restrictive? Does the president believe that that stance, the slightly restrictive stance, could cause an economic slowdown in itself?
I haven't heard the president discuss that specifically, but what I do know in regards to the Federal Reserve is the president's been very transparent about his displeasure with both the policies and the management of the Fed, and he spoke about that to all of you pretty extensively in the Oval Office yesterday.
And last month, one more if I could, last month the Canadian Prime Minister said the president had agreed to a July 21st deadline to sort of work towards a trade agreement. That's 4 days from now. Could there be a trade agreement with Canada in 4 days?
Well, look, we'll see. The trade team continues to be very active in our conversations and discussions with Canada. The president himself has said, unfortunately, our neighbors to the north have been pretty difficult to deal with when it comes to matters on trade. But in trade, generally speaking, as you know, 25 countries have received letters thus far from the president directly with his big, beautiful signature on them, from Japan to Korea, South Africa, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, just a few countries, and Canada also received a letter for 35%. With that said, if countries want to have legitimate further discussions,
The Prime Minister of Canada, or the interim Prime Minister, I believe Carnegie or whatever, tweeted a while ago or stated in some speech that there was possibly going to be retaliatory tariffs being drafted up onto the U.S. from Canada. I don't see that going over well. They'll just be stacking on top of them tariffs that are already implemented onto Canada from Trump. And that's definitely not the way to negotiate. with Trump. He does not respond nicely to that.
Administration and the president's trade team are willing to have further talks, but these letters these countries have been receiving are the deals. And as the president has said, those deals will be made. They are tailor-made to each and every country based on the United States' concerns and what's in the best interest of the American worker and the American people. Charlie, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline.
No, I called on Charlie, but Deanna, you can go ahead too. Go ahead.
The president said that he floated the idea of a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. Can you confirm that? And has he asked the Attorney General to do this, to appoint a special prosecutor to look it over?
Well, the idea was floated from someone in the media to the president. The president would not recommend a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. That's how he feels. And as for his discussions with the Attorney General, I'm not sure. Deanna.
Caroline. Thank you so much. Do you know what the president's reaction was to Mike Johnson saying that he wants additional files released, the Epstein files? Was there a conversation with Mike Johnson about that following his comments?
I won't discuss the president's private conversations with the Speaker of the House, but as I answered to Jackie's question earlier, the president has said if the Attorney General and the Department of Justice and the FBI have any more credible evidence in regards to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, they should put that forward. He has called on them to do that.
Sure. Thank you, Caroline.
With a few days.
I'll go to all of you, starting with the lady in the blue. Go ahead.
With a few days to the August 9th deadline, how are the negotiations with Europe going? There's some sticking points. What are they? Can we expect a delay, or should we expect a deal soon?
Well, I believe the deadline is August 1st. As for the European Union, they continue to be very eager in negotiating with our country for obvious reasons on ways to lower their tariff and their non-tariff barriers that we have long said harm our workers and our company. So the president's trade.
You guys are just getting here. We are watching news because we start at 8:30 a.m. The housing starts didn't present any trading opportunities. I thought they might, so we started streaming a little early. For now, we're watching Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt speaking. This was yesterday at 1 p.m. We are waiting to take a trade on the NQ. We're going to wait till market open at 9:30 a.m. in 20 minutes.
Team continue to be in talks with the European Union.
Would he accept, or would he put forth a postponement of the August 1st?
He's already said he will not.
Caroline,
Owen, go ahead.
Caroline, good afternoon, Caroline. In Gaza today, Holy Family Catholic Church was struck by an Israeli shell.
Yes.
3 people were killed, 10 wounded. What is the president's reaction to that church coming under fire?
It was not a positive reaction. He called Prime Minister Netanyahu this morning to address the strikes on that church in Gaza, and I understand the Prime Minister agreed to put out.
How so, Miguel? How so? How so? Miguel says, honestly, tariffs suck big time. Got you. Let's go. Appreciate it, Dennis. All right. So to me, I like how aggressive Trump is. And he's just basically, there was, I forget if it was Dana White or someone else more prevalent that said, you need a battering ram to break down the door sometimes and open up a different discussion, create new opportunities, and just present something else. And the tariffs, there's an argument that it could divide all the allies and push them further into the enemy's grasp. But I really don't see that. And to be honest, biased perspective, when tariffs are dropped, they wick up and create a good opportunity for trading. But that's just a biased perspective because I'm trading and I reap the benefits of all of it. The wick down from them Trump tariffs, I was trading all that short, and just trading the extremes. When Trump dropped all the letters of trade deals to the countries, we were reaping all the benefits, or I was. Off the extremes. So I am a little biased in that regard. But it's definitely, you can't say he's following anybody else's playbook of recent times, of modern times at least, for a U.S. president. He's just basically a battering ram, breaking down the door, creating new opportunities, new discussions. And I don't mind the non-passive attitude he presents. Miguel said, I feel it will make the prices go up in the States on products. Currently, tariffs are currently being used to push a country in ways. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the consumer price index and the producer price index, but the consumer is paying a little. Well, they came in green, so I believe they're paying a little less. And then the producer, they came in negative, so they're not receiving as much. So the tariffs are affecting the producer a little more. Currently, we'll have to see how this further progresses. The real economist, or however you say it, the people who study the economy say it takes 16, 18, 24 months to see the true effects. It's only been 6 months, guys. It's only been 6 months. It's been like 4 months since he's implemented some serious tariffs. He's just releasing the tariffs on countries. So this could take a year or two from this point for them countries. So it's all going to take time to play out.
Statement. It was a mistake by the Israelis to hit that Catholic church. That's what the prime minister relayed to the president. And you should look.
Bull and China shop. What do you mean, Gapper? Currently, mostly tariffs haven't impacted the true prices, as larger companies didn't take it into account in importing their stuff. Yeah, that's why I said most of the economists or people who study the economy say 18, 24, 16 months. Some say 14, but
look at the prime minister's statement that will become. Steve, go ahead.
Back to your letter that you read at the beginning.
Sure.
The president, you said mild swelling in his legs. Is it causing him any discomfort? How are you treating it?
Nope. No discomfort from the president at all. And you probably all see that on a day-to-day basis. He's working around the clock. As for the treatments, I can defer to the president's physician, and we'll.
Data on FinancialJuice. Green means good, red means bad. I don't know what data you source from. So they might show different for you. Well, if I have been reading it wrong, then
get you this letter. I think it will answer all your questions.
The reports that a Chinese-born banker who worked in Atlanta for Wells Fargo is being
Eco-anonymist.
from leaving China. Has the president, is he going to bring this up with President Xi? Are you aware of the case?
I'm not aware of the case, but I'm sure our National Security Council team is. Steve will get you some answers on that.
You're on, Caroline. Thank you, Caroline.
15 minutes away from market open.
President Trump said that the Attorney General only gave him a brief overview of what was in these Epstein files. Does he have a knowledge or an understanding of what is in the files related to Epstein?
Economist.
That have not been released?
Not to my knowledge, and that's a question for the Attorney General, as I said. And the
anonymist.
President has told the Attorney General if they have any more credible evidence, they should release it.
Is that evidence, would she have to run that by the president before she released it?
I don't think so. He said if she has any more credible evidence, she should release it.
Go
ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead, yes.
Great. Thank you, Caroline. Two questions. One, today.
You can go ahead, Andrew. Don't worry.
Today, tens of thousands of folks are rallying nationwide to honor the legacy of Congressman John Lewis. Meanwhile, Republicans in Texas report.
This hasn't been done since 1913, I believe. Prior to that, we had a tariff-based economy, and since World War I started, we switched that. I don't know if them events connect, but I know that in 1913, supposedly, we went off the tariff standard on the economy and started taxing citizens.
Reportedly are working to redraw congressional maps.
Not fully sure the details of that,
Trump's
but
urging. How is President Trump reconciling his call to action for Texas Republicans with the legacy of Representative John Lewis?
I'm not quite sure how the two things are related. I think the president would agree that John Lewis served our country for many, many years. It has nothing to do with the redistricting efforts that are currently underway by Texas Republicans to add seats to their legislature. They have the right to do that. The president spoke to the congressmen and women who serve the great state of Texas about it, but it's up to them and it's up to their legislature to get that approved.
And here's the second question. And does the president support the Justice Department's request for just 1 day in jail for the officer convicted in Breonna Taylor's killing? And what message does he believe that sends to her family and other families seeking justice in cases of police violence?
I haven't talked to the president about that case. Go ahead.
Just the president, when the president met the interim president of Syria a couple of months ago, he described him as a young, tough, attractive guy. After the latest clashes in Syria over the last few days, does President Trump still support Syria's interim president?
The president still supports Syria's pathway to a peaceful and prosperous country, and you received an update directly from the Secretary of State.
So everyone in here, what do you guys think? Give me a percentage, 10%, 20%, 85, 90. How close do you think these tariffs are going to work? Do you think they're going to work 85%? Do you think it's likely to work 85%? Do you think it's likely to work like 10%? It's likely to work 50, 60. I want your guys' opinions. Do you think Trump's plan is likely to work with the tariffs on countries? The specific tailor-made deals, just 15% tariff on this country, 25% tariff on this country, 35 here, 30.
Update on the ongoing situation between Syria
estimate.
and Israel. I spoke to him myself this morning to get an update, and as soon as the United States became involved in this conflict, we were able to de-escalate, deconflict. That seems to be continuing. Syria agreed to draw back their troops.
Just take a guess. Take a guess on your limited or extensive knowledge base. Take a guess, estimate if you have to.
That were in the area where that clash was ongoing, and we continue to be very actively monitoring the situation. The president wants to see Syria become a prosperous and stable country, and by the lifting of the sanctions on Syria, he's giving them a real chance to do that, and he wants to see that through. Andrew, go ahead.
So on Tuesday, the president told a very detailed story about his uncle, noted scientist John Trump, and Theodore Kaczynski, the late Unabomber. He said that Dr. Trump taught Ted Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski was not identified as the Unabomber until 1996, 11 years after John Trump passed away. It would have been impossible for John Trump to have ever discussed the Unabomber with the president. So what was he talking about? And I have one follow-up.
Andrew, with so many issues going on in the world, I'm a little bit surprised you would ask such a question, although I'm not sometimes coming from you, I will say, but I'm willing to give you an answer. Nevertheless, the president's uncle did, in fact, teach at MIT. He was a very intelligent professor. The president's very proud of his family. In fact, the president has a letter from his uncle on the MIT letterhead that sits in the Oval Office dining room. Maybe we'll let you see it sometime.
And then Caroline, one more. Will the president consider pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell if the Epstein case is a hoax?
Okay, I'll start off with the president said last week he would not be getting involved in the New York City mayoral case. If that mayoral race, if that's still the case, given his history drawing a large crowd in New York City, what's his reason for staying out of it in that way?
Well, look, I think the president reserves the right to get involved in races or not get involved in races, and he's made the decision not to weigh in on the New York mayoral race, as you rightly pointed out, although he has gone as far to say he absolutely does not want to see Zemdami elected, who is a known communist who supports the abolishment of private property, the defunding of police. He has made very well-known anti-Semitic statements. It would be a disaster for New York and for this country, and I think it's quite telling that this individual, a known communist, has been spending time in Washington this week meeting with leaders on Capitol Hill. This is truly where the Democrat Party is headed. Clearly, they learned nothing from November 5th in the president's overwhelming victory. Mary, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. I want to backtrack to the hospitals that have stopped providing transgender surgeries and hormones for kids. On this front, does that have anything to do with the DOJ's subpoenas last week? Should we expect any more hospitals to be shutting down their programs? And I wanted to also ask what you make of all these media reports, especially the AP, which I noticed, which portrays these children as losing something that's saving their lives.
Yes, I think the president spoke a lot about this issue, which is a political issue, but also really a
We gotta speed this up.
cultural issue that impacts.
We have 9 minutes.
Children and families. He talked about it a lot on the campaign, and I think he was quite surprised by the uptick we were seeing in the embracement by the Democrat Party when it comes to the chemical castration and mutilation of young innocent bodies. And so the president made it a very early priority to sign very strong executive orders to cut off the funding for any hospital or any medical facility in this country that provides such barbaric procedures. And as a result of that strong policy and the president's strong common sense position on this issue, we've had such an overwhelming response, which is great for children in Arizona. Phoenix Children's Hospital has stopped providing puberty blockers and hormone therapy to minors. In California, Stanford Medicine ended sex change surgeries for minors. Children's Hospital Los Angeles is closing its Center for Trans Youth Health and Development surgical program. In Illinois, Lurie Children's Hospital Chicago stopped sex change surgeries. Again, let's think about what we're talking about here. Sex change surgeries for minors.
Anybody who supports this is just, I mean, you're just emotional argument, logical argument. There's age limits to everything for a reason. Once you're an adult, you can do practically whatever you want to do to yourself within the means of the law, et cetera, et cetera. But all this is just, I mean, kids, I changed my mind on so many things still. And when I was a kid, I changed my mind and perspective on so many things. And you just go through such a rapid time of growth and change. And you just change your mind every single year, every minute, based on the perceptions of everyone's around you, your peer group, the stuff you see online, social media. Just you're so malleable at such a young age, even into your early 20s. So like this is just emotional argument versus logical argument, and logical, thank God, is prevailing in this instance.
These are barbaric practices that no child, innocent child, should have to endure. And the president wants to protect the innocence of children. And I know the vast majority of Americans support him in that effort. This is a wildly popular and common sense endeavor this administration has taken. And we've seen many of these medical institutions have followed through with the president's executive orders. But we'll continue to take further action on this important issue. Garrett.
I too feel on the resistance package, what the White House makes of this theory that it increases the odds of a shutdown. The theory is basically, why would any Democrat vote for a bipartisan spending deal with Republicans if Republicans can turn around and claw the money back the next day?
Look, $9 billion worth of crap that was in our federal funding that is now being rescinded. This is a good thing for the American people and the American taxpayer. And I think our Office of Management and Budget Director was saying this process should be more bipartisan. Democrats, there was a time in this country where Democrats too cared about getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse in our federal spending. I think every American agrees the government spends way too much money on things that don't matter. Some of those things includes PBS and NPR, or for instance, the Democracy Fund, which was funded to the tune of $83 million through the Department of State, but they were giving hundreds of thousands of dollars for gender equality and empowerment hubs in Yemen, $3.9 million for strengthening information integrity, equality, and democracy for LGBTQI population of the Western Balkans. These are not good uses of the taxpayer funds, and Republicans are proud to lead that effort, and we wish more Democrats would join us in that.
Only question just to clarify, did the White House have any knowledge, or did the president sign off on her firing?
This was a decision that was made by the Department of Justice.
There was an agreement that was made between Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services regarding access to Medicaid information for 92 million Medicaid recipients around the country. That includes health information. So how does that not violate HIPAA violations and privacy concerns, for example, of American citizens?
I'm going to have to defer you to Immigration and Customs Enforcement on that. I'm unfamiliar with that agreement that they made.
Russ spoke that they're going to be looking into cost overruns and defense renovation projects. Is there a deadline they're going to come back with findings to the president?
I don't believe there's a deadline the president has set for Rust Belt, but I think, again, this is a good use of taxpayers' time to look into this project that is millions and millions of dollars over budget. It's for a big, beautiful mansion for the federal reserve chairman, and I understand that it costs much more than it did the beautiful palace that many of you joined us at when we went overseas.
They're looking into a project for Jerome Powell, the chairman, the Fed chairman, how his house or building is just overfunded and just going over budget by millions and millions. Basically looking for fraud to fire Jerome, which I wouldn't mind. He is definitely politicized.
So it's completely unnecessary, it's overpriced, and I think it's a good thing the administration, led by the president, is looking into it.
Do you ever find wrongdoing or fraud with the president reconsidering firing Jerome Powell?
Look, it's a hypothetical question. We'll see where it goes. The president spoke about how he feels on this matter yesterday.
Sure, thank you so much, Caroline. So we saw Ambassador Huckabee arrive to Prime Minister Netanyahu's trial to show his support. Does the president plan to impose any kind of sanctions against the Israel's legal system?
I don't have any update for you on that or any announcement on that front. I don't believe so.
Does the president believe that justice has been served in the Epstein case?
Look, the president believes that he directed the Department of Justice to do an exhaustive and thorough review, and they did that. And they all agreed, the FBI director, the deputy FBI director, the attorney general, on the memo that they drafted and they released.
Caroline, just to follow up on Reagan's question, Representative Salazar's bill, it grants illegal aliens with legal status for 7-year increments. It also gives permanent path to residency for so-called dreamers. And, President Trump and Labor Secretary Chavez, who previously co-sponsored a version of this bill, which she was in the House, they've spoken about a work deal, similar to the bill, I believe. What's the difference between a work deal and amnesty?
Look, as I told Reagan, the president and the White House have not reviewed this specific piece of legislation. It's just not where our focus has been. But the president, for one, has been very clear. He does not support amnesty. We'll go look at some friends in the back. Brian, go ahead. You didn't show up early enough to get some good real estate up here.
Any update on the auto pen? I know that there was the DOJ and some others were looking into the thousands of documents that were signed off just before Joe Biden left office. Any update on the auto pen?
Yes. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at how far away you are, and you're going to need to get some microphones back there. On the auto pen investigation, yes. The White House counsel's office has launched their own investigation into former President Biden's usage of the auto pen. We have requested some documents from the National Archives, and again, as I've said many times from this podium, and the president has said as well, it's incredibly important that we get to the bottom of who really was at the tip of the spear in the decision-making process here in the White House, because former President Biden himself admitted to the New York Times, I understand he never gave interviews when he was here, but now all of a sudden he wants to give one, and he said that he did not actually review every single pardon that he signed on his way out the door. That's incredibly concerning, and I can tell you it's something this president would never tolerate. This is a president who is signing things all the time. Any document that has legal implications, this president's signature is on it because he's the one making the decisions. It does not appear that was the truth in the previous White House, and I know the American people want to receive answers on who was running the show, because the decisions that were made in this place really destroyed our country, and we deserve to get to the bottom of it. Mark, in the back.
Thanks. So Christian groups are complaining that they are not able to get visas as quickly to travel to Israel, and it's been elevated to Ambassador Huckabee's station. Is the White House aware of that? Is there any reaction to that? And is that part of the president's disappointment with Netanyahu's government?
Look, I'm not aware of that, Mark, but I'm sure, again, our National Security Council is, and also the State Department, as you know, travel visas roll through Secretary Rubio's shop over there, whom we work very closely with, so we will check in on the matter. But I know overall this president and the administration do want to streamline the visa process to make it easier for both Americans who want to travel abroad and people abroad who want to come to our country the legal way. Go ahead. I was going to the gentleman above you, but go ahead, Libby, and then you can go.
Okay, 2 questions for you. The first is, during the Whole Nation Summit, Secretary Noem suggested there could be some changes to TSA's liquid limits. Is the president aware of that? Is that an idea that he's backing? And what would that timeline and the changes look like?
Sure, I would defer you to the Department of Homeland Security, but I did see Secretary Noem's comments, and I think it's great that on day one she asked TSA, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, how can we make air travel more efficient while maintaining utmost security for American passengers and travelers. And I know they announced no more shoes. You don't need to take off your shoes anymore at the airport, which I think is welcome news to all of us who travel a lot. But further guidance or decisions, of course, that's in the Secretary of Homeland Security's overview, and I would defer to her.
The other question for you is on Bondi and Burgum's trip today to Alcatraz. I'm curious what the funding is going to look like for that, and who the president does want to see incarcerated there if it were to become.
Sure. Well, this was an idea of the president. He spoke about it in May, and he directed his administration to review a reopening plan for Alcatraz if it is possible, which is why the Attorney General and the Secretary of Interior have traveled there today. They are touring the site, and if the Alcatraz prison is reopened, it would be under the purview of the Bureau of Prisons.
Whoa, big spike up. What is that? That's a massive spike up. We have 2 minutes until market open. Let's just negate that and go into those. Massive spike up. Holy. Literally tapped the pre-market high as well. Gonna wait till market open, but that is amazing spike up. Very nice volatility before market open. We got 2 minutes. XRP yesterday at noon. Very nice, beautiful spike up. Doge is up 13.3%. We have less than 40 seconds. Looks like today is going to have a good hour of volatility. Hopefully you guys are ready. I am prepared. See. 30 seconds, chat. Get this going. What's up, legend? Gapper predicted 23,400. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Market is open. Starting very volatile. Okay, wicking down. Going straight through that pivot point, tapping the 21 EMA. Pivot point at 23,271. There's a range down there as well. Pre-market low at 23,245. Trying to give us some time. ES tapping the VWAP. 100 MA below that. Okay. And with one long, just one. We like this flush more. Just gonna scalp 130 for now. Just let things settle. Market order, we got 110. We're gonna trade the same account. This is the Apex account. We're looking to score big on this. And we may just set 5 contracts, put a stop, maybe 10, 20 contracts, put a stop, and just let it go. Either makes 10K, we get funded in that Apex eval account, and it goes to next week, or we lose it. And while that's happening, we'll probably scalp around with a different account. So far, this is waking up. We have pivot point at 23,289. Pivot point at the previous market high at 23,309. ES wake down. Now reclaiming the VWAP. What's up, Toby? ES is straight up. Nvidia starting 0.35% up. Tesla starting 1.4% up. Google starting 1.25% up. Amazon starting 0.4% up. Microsoft starting 0.3% up. Meta flat. Meta turned red actually. Apple up 0.3%. Netflix down 4.4%. The Dow is flat. NQ futures up 0.2%. ES futures up 0.15%. Trying to go up. Very volatile to start the day. Remember, we have that key news. University of Michigan sentiment prelim, 5-year inflation prelim, expectations prelim, 1-year inflation prelim, conditions prelim. Very important news. Red flash news. University of Michigan sentiment, not anything to take lightly. At 10 a.m. EST in 28 minutes. We're waking up. ATR is currently at 12. Appreciate the follow, Alberta. If you have not already, smash that like button. Likes are looking very weak. Smash the like button. It's the most transparent trading you will ever see on YouTube. Smash the like button, follow the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want to know when I'm live every single day at 9:30 a.m. EST trading the market. Today we start early at 8:30 just because the U.S. housing starts came in a little positive, and that news was happening at 8:30. No trade though. 007 asks, yo bro, what's the most you ever blew in a trade? Just wondering. Well, 3 Fridays ago we lost $30,000. We blew every single account that was about to get funded. That was a bad day. Thankfully we were only down like 4K that week. Chris just jumped. Okay. QCOM's up 1%. Voyager Technologies is down 2.4%. Robinhood's up 5.7%. Very volatile to start Friday. Very volatile. Love it. Tapping that pivot point, trying to get over it. Trump tweeted 4 minutes ago, big signing at 2:30 in the White House. Congratulations to our great Republicans for being able to accomplish so much. A record in a short period of time. All Democrats do is complain and criticize and get nothing done. They are the party of the past. He's talking about the Genius Act. Little divergence on the ES and NQ. NQ not coming down. ES is waking through the VWAP. NQ starting to come down now. See how this plays out. Google's up 1.2%. Amazon's up 0.5%. Nvidia's up 0.5%. Russell 2000 up 0.3%. The Dow is down 0.1%. Let's put the VWAP on here. The NQ 30-minute VWAP is at 23,281. Trying to give us some time, chat. Trying to give us some time. NQ 5 minutes above the 20 MA. Just creating one big chop zone. I'm kind of leaning towards this going up, at least for this short period of time. ES looks like it wants to come down hard, to be fair. Tapping the VWAP on NQ 30 minute. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think they may do some manipulation up to start and then drop this. Tesla's up 2%. Nvidia's coming up. ES has rejected the VWAP for now. About to come down, tap the 200 SMA. NQ is coming down, rejecting the VWAP on that NQ 30 minute, tapping that pivot point. Coming down, about to tap the range. Remember, the pre-market low is at 23,245. So far, only one trade of the day. Trying to just stay patient. Trying. Trying. Very key level at 23,220. Okay. So the regular YouTube stream think we're gonna make 10,000 plus. Trying to stay patient. 15-minute opening range in 8 minutes. YouTube short stream, our haters think we're only gonna make 0 to 5. Gotta love the YouTube short stream. Okay. ATR is sitting at 15. Okay. Appreciate it, Toby. How you guys doing, chat? Are you trading this or are you waiting for the 15-minute opening range? How are you doing? How are you doing? Go, chat. About to come down, tap this range, pre-market range. ES about to tap the 200 SMA. Appreciate it, Norman. Just make sure you guys are trading your own conviction. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I do or say is financial advice. Entertainment, educational purposes only. Hold your own conviction. Don't FOMO. Don't overtrade. Most importantly, chat, there are no missed opportunities. Only the next one. Pre-market low at 23,245. Pivot point below that at 23,239. Currently, it's bouncing off the range. Legend is big chilling. Next week though, I'm gonna go pretty hard. Yeah, you said you hit your profit target for the week, so makes sense, makes sense. ES having a bounce on the 200 SMA, still below the VWAP though, to be fair. Nvidia coming down a bit, now only up 0.3%. Tesla coming a bit down, Google coming a bit down, Meta flipping red, MicroStrategy flipping red. Bitcoin's down 0.3%, Ether's up 4.75%, Sol's up 3.5%, XRP's up 1.3%, Doge is up 15%. Yeah, I'm trying to stay patient, wait for this key level. I think it's going to flash down. It may do some manipulation and wake up for a minute, but I kind of want this to come down to the pre-market low to start. But it may not do that. If the ES gets above the VWAP, we may have to switch the bias. But so far, everything is kind of looking like this wants to flash down. That's why I've not taken a long at this range, even though I wanted to send 2 contracts there. But it's just smart to wait for the key levels. Stay patient. To be fair though, NQ5 minute 20 May, it's propping up above it. Mark said I'm in this long for right now, but I have my stop at break even. Either it reaches recent highs or I stop out at pretty much break even. Good stuff, Mark. Okay, the ES tap, the VWAP projecting a little bit. This could go either way, guys. This props up above the NQ 30-minute VWAP. This could go to high the market at 23,320, 23,320. Or this can flush down to the pre-market low, then get a little bounce there if it wants to. The video is coming down a bit. All right, let's see if it reclaims this pivot point at 23,273. $15-minute opening range closes in 3 minutes. Some pretty big wicks this morning before market open. Things are starting to come up. I may have to change biases. May have to do it. Could be manipulation up to send this down though, to be fair. kind of coiling up right now. Video's coming down though. Apple flipping red, Palantir flipping red, GameStop flipping red. AMD is down 0.25%. AVE goes down 0.25%. Appreciate the follow, Spree.
Order filled.
Standing too short. Stop is going to be above the VWAP. Up 100, up 150. We'll move this break even soon. Gonna take a stab out of it. I think it may wake up, but I'm gonna take a stab out of it. Up 100, 170. Want to go a little down, now I'll move it break even. Worst case, we'll be stopped out for 10 points. Want this to flush down. Video's coming up, to be fair. This gets above the VWAP, we may change conviction. If the ES gets above the VWAP, we may change conviction up. So we're going to be stopped out for negative 400. Then we're still going to trade this account though. Tapping the 21 EMA. Be nice if there's manipulation, but the ES is propping up above the 200 SMA. Coiling up here, it's consolidating, probably likely to bounce, stop us out. Nvidia's coming up, now up 0.5%. Coming down slightly. Up 90, up 80, up 50, up 60, 2 contracts short. ES trying to come down. It's coiling up though, chat, it's coiling up. This doesn't go down and flush. If the ES doesn't drop and reject this to our SMA, this is likely going to wake up and stop us out. There it goes. Just consolidating. It's coiling up. And 1 tick away, 1 point away. And Q2 minute starting to look bullish. I may have to flip.
Order filled.
And stopped out for negative 400. So we're down 300 in that account now. We're going to trade the same account. It's wicking up, wicking up, wicking up. Told you guys it was coiling up. 23,289 pivot point up top. Pre-market high, previous pre-market high. 23,309. The high market right now for today is at 23,320. So the ES did not reject the 200 SMA, climbed above it. Still has not broke above the 100 MA or VWAP. But thank you 30 minute. VWAP has been broken. Let's see if it can hold it as support. Thank you 2 minute. Thank you 5 minute, looking beautiful. Thank you 5 minute, 21 EMA, propping above it, waking up, waking up, waking up. Remember, we have news in 13 minutes. Big news. Atlanta Fed GDP Now index little changed at 2.37%. University of Michigan news at 10 a.m. 13 minutes. It's wicking up. I think I'm gonna have to flip biases. Yeah, it's just got above the VWAP. Thank you 30 minute above the VWAP. Let's see. This could be a consolidation day as well. So far, it's wicked like 70 points. This could be a 70.8 point consolidation. I just reached half, 50% of the 15-minute opening range. Just tapped it. Top of the 15-minute opening range is this, the high market, the green line up top. Bottom of it is down here. Pre-market low, red line, 23,245. Yesterday's close, we're still gapped up. We are gapped up on the ES and NQ. Yesterday's close on the NQ future is 23,251. Dermix, I give no money out. But learning is free. Serg, I trade prop firm accounts linked to Ninja Trader. Appreciate the follow, Tyreek. It's falling below that pivot point. Let's see what it does. Damn, I have to switch biases. Let me look at news, make sure I'm not against anything crazy. We have news in 10 minutes also. Wouldn't be bad to wait for it. I think we're going to step this up. This counts down 300 right now. It's expiring today anyway. I think we're going to start with 2 and add 2 each time. We're going to really ramp up the risk. If it blows, it blows, and we'll rotate to a higher value account. Just position the higher value account better. Good morning, Chris. We'll see, we'll see. Michael, I do not show my loss for psychological reasons. Could explain that or not, but also there's a second reason. You guys don't know the true loss. This $282 is not a genuine loss of $282. The prop firm accounts, you have to you pay $252 for a 150K account, for example. You have a drawdown of $4,500, so that $282, you have to minus the $252 you put into it, divide it, etc., etc. I explained it in detail in a post or video. I posted for insiders only, for YouTube members only, the insiders. It's a little too complex for you guys to understand. Plus, I don't like having negative P&Ls, especially. I do not like that on my screen. And I really don't like P&Ls at all on my screen. The only reason I have it is for the stream only. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even trade with the position tag. That shows the live open P&L. All the green and red numbers are psychological triggers to get you emotional. Thankfully, I'm half a decade experience, so I really don't do that anymore, but that's why I switched from red to green candles to orange and black. You can switch to blue and black. You can switch to white and black, gray and black. Some people said brown, but I don't know about that one. We have news in 7 minutes. This is flushing down, rejecting the VWAP. That's a lower high. Good morning, Lance. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Are you guys trading this? I'm gonna take a very risky trade once this news drops. I'm letting you guys know now, you should not follow me. You should not be following me regardless. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I do or say is financial advice. Hold your own conviction. Be accountable for your own decisions. It's for entertainment, educational purposes only. This account is expiring today regardless. So we're gonna put some risk on and see if we can get it funded or not. This is not gonna be how I normally trade. But if this account blows or if it gets to the profit goal, then we will trade normally. Yeah, the wisdom of the crowd is usually correct. That is a real thing. The wisdom of the crowd is a real thing. News in 5 minutes. University of Michigan sentiment prelim. Very important news to watch out for. The NQ 30-minute looking very, very top heavy. The ES coming down, rejecting the 200 projecting the 200 SMA VWAP, 100 MA, reclaiming the 200 SMA right now. See if it holds. Adrius Gapper said 23,400 this morning. That's what the wizard has said. He rubbed the crystal ball extra hard. The wisdom of the crowd is saying it. We just have to wait and see. We're 22 subscribers away from 5.5K on YouTube. Insane. Zero Emotions. I love that username. Love that username. A lot of ranging going on. Not much happened in Asia/London session. Good to know. Guys, it is a Friday. There's probably only going to be like 2 to 3 opportunities before 11:30 a.m. when we're going to end stream in an hour and 30 minutes. We're only trading half the day today. The volatility is usually going to give out. To be fair though, if you are going to stick around and trade the full day at 1:30 p.m., Trump is in a swearing ceremony for the IRS. Also at 2:30, Trump signing some ceremony for the Genius Act. So there's potential for some opportunities beyond 11:30 today. All right, we're about to fill the gap on NQ. ES is not even going to be close to filling the gap. Okay, the gap is 3 points away from being filled on NQ at 23,251. That's yesterday's close. We have pre-market low at 23,245. 2.5 minutes until news. I'm waiting for news. I'm 100% waiting for news. Unless this wicks down right now, hard points, then I'll have to long it. But I'm waiting till news unless it does that. Free game for anybody trading right now. Change your candle colors from green to red. Change them. I'm telling you, just trust me. And you do not have to follow me, but I'm telling you, that is real game. And you will notice a very sizable difference. It does not have to be my colors. There's a lot of other colors you can go to. Blue and black, like I said, gray, black, white and gray, white and black, blue and black, cyan and black, anything other than red and green. You also want to stay away from like a really dark orange, but this light of an orange is fine. News in 1 minute. I think this is going to wick down. We have this key pivot point at 23,240. Other key pivot point at 23,222. We're looking to go long right here. I'm looking to go long right here. We'll see if it comes to fruition. This could just wick up. This is University of Michigan sentiment prelim. This is probably the last opportunity of volatility that we're going to have for the day of true significance until 1:30, 2:30 p.m. when Trump is on. Never know, though. Never know. Victor thinks it's going down. The real loves the change colors. 10-second chat. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Big wick up. Big wick up. Shorty 2. Shorting 4 contracts. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Up 900. Waiting, 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 waiting. Tapping the VWAP. On that 30-minute chart. We were up 700. I could have took it, but up 700 again. Taking 2 off. I'm going to take it for now. Beautiful. Remember, we were down 300, so we secured 600. Now we're up to 260 in that account. 4 contracts. We're going to wait to see how this reacts. This is probably going down a lot further. We'll just have to wait and see. I love volatility like that. What's the news? University Michigan sentiment prelim came in positive. Conditions prelim came in positive. 5-year inflation prelim came in a little negative. What's the 1-year inflation? Remember, we're trading the same account. This is going to be the first day we're probably trading the only one account. We're continuing down. One-year inflation prelim. So University of Michigan sentiment prelim came in at 61.8, expected to be 61.5. Nothing major, kind of neutral like the other news. A little positive. University of Michigan 5-year inflation prelim 3.6%, expected to be 3.9. University of Michigan 1-year inflation prelim 4.4%, expected to be 5%. University of Michigan expectations prelim 58.6, expected to be 56.9. University of Michigan condition prelim 66.8. Expected to be 63.9. Next news is at 1 p.m. U.S. Baker total oil rigs, and 1:30 p.m. Trump signing ceremony. Automatic 30 points when selling in 295 zone. Yeah, I was a little hesitant on pulling the trigger. Isn't always a bad thing. Looking for closes under 15-minute 200 SMA. If going to break down, eventually this range is going to break down or up. Till then, equals play it. Yeah, that's why I'm staying patient. None of that was at my key levels. Now it was at the NQ 30-minute VWAP. To be fair, the ES waked up above the VWAP 200 SMA, 100 MA. The NQ 5-minute waked up above the 21 MA. So did the NQ 2-minute. But I would like this a lot better if that would have been a wick down. Wick down, we would probably still be in long here with at least 2 to 4 contracts. But since it didn't, we're going to wait to see if this breaks down to them pivot points along there. Or if this rises up and props above that NQ 30-minute VWAP. I'm noticing I think this may prop up, to be fair. The market's pretty red though. Tesla's up 3.3%. ES rejecting from the VWAP 100 MA, tapping the 200 SMA. We're wicking down. The gap has still not been filled. The gap has not been filled on the ES or NQ from yesterday's close. We're 3 points away on the NASDAQ. 23,251 is yesterday's close. We are gapped up still by 3 points. Pre-market low at 23,245. Pivot point below that. All right, now it has filled the gap. Waiting, it's flushing down, flushing down, flushing down. Let me make sure I'm not against any news. IMF Global Outlook, low line headline inflation was projected to decline, but at a slower pace, reaching 4.3% in 2025 and 3.6% in 2026. I'm looking for Trump news before we get active here. We're about to get active. All right, we're good to go. And with forward contracts long, up 200, up 300. This may flush down a little further. I'm fine with it. We are stepping up risk. Remember, this count is going bye-bye today, unless we get $10,000. NQ has filled the gap. ES is not. So we're going to be a little cautious, but up 400, up 500, up 600. We're going to scalp that. All right, now we're at 762 in that account. We're going to wait to see if this one's come down. I'm betting on the ES filling the gap as well today. We will see if it comes to fruition or not. We're wicking down. The 200 SMA on the NQ 30-minute chart is at 23,098. Very far down, very far down. Let me mark this out real quick. There's an opportunity right here, but 98. Put it above. This is worth doing, so I'm fine with this. We're wicking lower. We're probably gonna wick all the way down to this pivot point, 23,222. The ES is close to filling the gap. Nvidia is now only up 0.17%. Tesla is at 3.4%. Google's at 0.4%. Amazon's up 0.1%. Microsoft's flat. Meta's down 0.9%. Apple is up 0.15%. Netflix is down 5.5%. The Dow is down 0.3%. The Russell 2000 is up 0.1%. The VIX is at 16.38, down 0.8%. Propping above the gap a little bit, tapping that pivot point. Let's see if we flush down a little bit. NQ futures has flipped red, now down 0.05%. ES is close to flipping red. We're flushing down that pivot point. It's about to hit our other key level if it can flush down a little further. To be fair, on the NQ 30-minute chart, the Williams R120 day is very overbought still. The RSI is in neutral territory below the MA. On the ES, the RSI is below the MA, starting to round up a bit, but I think it's going to flash down to the gap. I've had a great week, regardless if this account blows, Ninja. This account's gone today, regardless, unless we get 10,000 and get it funded. And then if we do get this Apex account funded, we got to trade it differently. I really got to dial in on the rules, and it's going to be just different trading, different strategy, and to get a payout. Apex is very strict. That's why I phased out all the other accounts. I'm very green for this week. Ninja, very green. Hopefully you guys are as well. If 15-minute candle closed below the session open, perhaps after some pullback, I will be looking for shorts for confirmation. Good luck, Zero. Good luck, good luck, good luck. ES is bouncing. About to tap the 200 SMA. Microsoft flipping red. Amazon's about to flip red. We need to clean up this chart a little bit. Appreciate you, Lance. Glad you gained value. Appreciate you. You guys have not already, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell after you subscribe. I'm live every single day at 9:30 a.m. EST, and become an insider. Link below, join the membership, become an insider. I post live daily recaps of trading. If you do not have time to watch the full live stream, we go over everything in the recaps. Become an insider. You guys get exclusive behind the scenes there, and that's it. The simulator is coming soon. I'm gonna work pretty resiliently on that over the weekend. Try and get something out, but not promising anything. Maybe a couple weeks. There's a lot to do. A lot still left to do, but I may rush something out. E3 and Iranian diplomats are expected to meet in Europe next week. Norman said no trades as of yet on the fence. To be fair, guys, Friday is not easy. That's why we're only trading till 11:30. I'm taking a 2.5 day quote unquote weekend, but really I'll be working the entire time. May take one day off on Saturday as God wills it, but may even be working then. We'll see. May do some light work. Theology, guys, do not qualify your questions. Any question is valid. Ask whatever you want. I'll answer what I can, what I wish to. I'll be as transparent as I can be. No, there's no dumb question here. Very newbie question: is it possible to buy and sell as an individual? Candles move up or down, or is there some delay in buying and selling? There's only delay if you have a bad platform you execute on. Also, market orders, you could like half a dollar, half a point, you could be off depending on how volatile it is, but you can buy and sell pretty much immediately where it's at, especially with the limit order. There's market orders, meaning you want bought in no matter what the price is right now, just immediate. Limit orders, you set it, and once the price gets to it, and it could be skipped. If it's volatile enough, it can go over it. So you gotta be careful. I'm not a trader, just very interested. Appreciate your geology. Hopefully I answer that. At least a half day. Tell me more about the simulation. I'm new to the channel. It looks like we're going to go down, flush down. ES is close to filling the gap. We're about to tap that pivot point, 23,239. Pivot point below that, 23,222. No problem, geology. The simulator is something I'm building for people who are brand new to trading, but also for possibly more experienced people. I'm not going to spoil much. I want it to be a mystery, but it's going to be for basically everyone. But the simulator specifically that's going to be on it is for basically new people who don't want to spend $300 on TradingView subscription, money trading in their own personal account, Webull, or something like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers, or buying prop firm accounts as well, and just want a low, inexpensive way to actually see if trading is something they are interested in. And it's created and coded by me. I've been coding websites since I was 16 years old, and we're coming into the latter half of that, and it's very nicely coming together. The insiders got a sneak peek of the new design, and I haven't been showing on stream, and I'm not going to ramp up the promo until it is close to being released. We're finally flushing down that pivot point. Let's see. Is it possible to live off scalp trading, and how many trades do you take a day? The average anywhere from 7 to 16 usually, but I trade each account. Normally we're trading an account per trade. One of my kids walked by when you took a drink and said that's a really cool glass, lol. ES is fill the gap. So the NQ and ES have filled the gap. What's up, Tix? Hey, new here. How do you tell an ideal entry? I've been finding myself always entering on the reversal things. You really gotta find pivot points. We're wicking down. Hold on, we're about to get active. Wick. Low further. Hold on. You got to use an amalgamation of indicators. On the NQ 2-minute chart, I have the 21 EMA, which is the exponential moving average on the 21-day length. And then I have that as well on the NQ 5-minute. And then on the TradingView charts on the ES 1-minute, NQ 5, NQ 30-minute, I have the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, the 200 SMA, the simple moving average, the 100 MA, 50 MA, then the Williams R 120 day. There's a lot there, but I use a lot of, and then news is king for me. News dictates basically everything, but you also got to know price action. There's a lot to learn. Just start small and just begin. Learn the patterns. Just start small. And if I was just starting, I'd be simulated trading or demo trading, but you can do what's best for your situation, your circumstances. I do not want this to bounce just yet. I want this to flush this pivot point a little bit. Nvidia is now down 0.2%. We're going to be going against trend right here. Want to flush the pivot point a little bit. Okay. And with 4 contracts. Betting off a little bounce off this day high. 160 up. It may just continue flushing. It doesn't have the bounce, but I'm betting on it. Down 100, down 200, down 300. And with 6 contracts. Let's see. This can continue flushing to the NQ2, NQ 30 minute 200 SMA. Does not have to stop. And with 4 more, we're getting active. We're not going to be scared with this count. We are not going to be scared with this count. Okay, up 200. Up 600. It's tapping that pivot point. Bounce. Up 700. Nvidia is trying to go lower. Up 900. 10 contracts long. We want this to bounce. Okay, it's rejecting that pivot point. This account is gone by today unless we get a certain profit target. So we are trading it very unusually. I do not trade like this normally, but we are going to do it for now. Nvidia is coming down hard. God. This wick's down. I'm probably going to full put this. Trying to give it time. I'm at 10. Let's see. See what this wants to do. And with 20 contracts. Down 2,000, down 25. ES has filled the gap. Very big wick. This is coming lower. We are going against trend right now. Nvidia is down 0.5%. Up 1,000, up 1,500. Looking for this to bounce a lot higher. A lot higher. Up 25, 20 contracts. Long. Tapping that pivot point. Bounce, 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 baby. Bounce, 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 baby. Up 4,000. Up 5. Taking half off there. We're gonna do some good risk management.
Order submitted.
We're gonna trail it up. Stop right below the pivot point. Go, baby, go. Pivot point up top at 23,240. The trend line, I'm kind of targeting this trend line right here. Also the ES gap. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Up 3,500, up 3,700, up 4,000, 10 contracts long. Looking for this to flush, bounce to the pivot point, bounce to the range right here. We're going to move stop up a little bit. Securing 13 points right now. We're up 6,300 in the account, about to be stopped out. And stopped out. We made 5,173. We're going to trade this account still. I just realized with the consistency rule, this account's going to be going anyway. The 30% consistency rule on Apex. So it's fine. Appreciate it, Chris. Looks like you were trading like me for a second, lol. I shouldn't. But I almost always do 10 contracts a trade. Oof. We are not trading. This is not normally how I trade. Not with this contract size, but we're gonna go for 10K in this account. Yeah, Gapper, it slipped my mind about the 30% consistency rule. So no matter how much we make, this account's gone. Making 10K in this Apex, we would hit the profit goal, but it would be 50% of the consistency because the profit target's 20,000 in these accounts, and 30% is 3K. But it's fine. Big wick down. Seven. It's like 7.5, 6.5. Not 3. I have a lot going on right now. Hold on. IMF, we have strong evidence of front loading ahead of tariff increases and some trade diversion. IMF on inflation, cooling demand, and falling energy prices point to a decline, continued decline, albeit with variation across nations. We have Japan's finance minister coming in as well. Next news is at 1 p.m. But we're only going to trade until volatility stops. Legend, yeah, you are crazy for doing 10 contracts in a trade. Now, if it was micros, it'd be different, but minis, you're a psychopath, my friend. Psychopath. I like it though. Hey, you gotta respect someone who's willing to lose it all. You gotta respect it. Lance asks, Chris, I have a quick question. Is it easier to trade futures or is it easier to trade stocks? Well, they're basically the same, except futures is more volatile. So the NASDAQ itself is an amalgamation of 100 tech stocks. That's how I see it. And the S&P 500 is an amalgamation of 500 of the best US companies, stocks in it. Then you have individual stocks, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Amazon, etc., etc. And then NQ futures is a whole different ball game, a lot more volatile, a lot more movement. It's a lot more volatility in general, more ATR, more opportunities, but risk reward. The faster it moves and the more opportunity, the more risk on, the more risk you just put in general. So you really have to be careful. The NASDAQ futures indices. A lot more volatile than the regular NASDAQ. A lot more volatile than just a regular stock, but it's the same patterns in essence. Just a lot more volatile and a lot more opportunities per day. Do or die. I don't put up anything I'm not willing to give up. Absolutely. Very good motto. Good on you. Futures are not the same as trading stocks. It's the same essence. Same essence, guys. Same patterns in the charts. Just same things you look at. I mean, it's the same thing. Just opportunities are like, they just take a lot longer to come to fruition. It's a lot longer, but you still look at the RSI, you look at the Williams R, you look at the VWAP, 200 SMA, 100 MA. You got to take into account the company's earnings when that's going to come out, the news launches, especially if it's Nvidia, Tesla, like the cyber taxi that just came out, the robot Optimus that's going to come out later this year or next year. You got to really know the stock if you're trading it. Darketh, I'm not going to give him an advanced lesson. He's asking if they're similar trading. Yes, they're similar trading. You look at the chart, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's the same charting experience. Why would I get into all that? Why would I get into an advanced lesson? He wouldn't even comprehend that. We have that pivot point. I just messed it up, but hold on. Hold on, I need to fix this. Hold on. That's good. We have that pivot point at 23,168. Another pivot point, then the NQ 30-minute 200 SMA at 23,098. I don't know if it's going to get there today, but Nvidia is down 0.5%. Tesla is up 2.6%. Amazon flipped red, now down 0.2%. Microsoft 0.2% down. Meta 1.2% down. Apple trying to flip red. Netflix is down 5%. MicroStrategy is down 2.4%. Palantir is down 0.77%. Russell 2000 is down 0.3%. The Dow is down 0.3%. Top Republican on House China Committee objects to resumption of NVIDIA H20 chip shipments to China in letter to U.S. Commerce Secretary Lutnick. Very true, Gapper. The wisdom of the crowd, psychologically, the psychology of the traders, the normal traders, retail traders. Very, very, very key indicator. Wisdom of the crowd is no joke. I want to see how you guys are doing. About to put up a poll. A lot of people thought this was going up. A lot of people thought this was going up. All the short people who doubt it are already wrong. Well, the day is not over yet. Oh, did I just jinx it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Knock on wood, chat. Vote on the poll. Are you profitable, negative, or learning? Profitable, negative, or learning? Vote in the poll. Finalize your votes. We will take a look in a minute. And also smash that like button. This is the most transparent trading on YouTube by far. Most day traders don't even live trade for a reason. NQ just wicking down, wicking down, wicking down, wicking down, wicking down, wicking down. True geology. Darketh, I stated that they're more volatile. I mean, everything I say is not financial advice. Nothing I do or say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Entertainment, educational purpose only. I have a disclaimer. I talk about it all the time. I say there's inherent risks of trading. Only trade where you're willing to lose, etc., etc. Anybody, all your guys' decision is on you. You guys are in different circumstances, different financial situations. Everyone is in their own circumstances. Do what is best for you in your life. Don't FOMO, don't overtrade. Most importantly, there are no missed opportunities, only the next one. So take accountability for all your actions. UK tightens up oil price cap. UK and EU lower the crude oil price cap. Okay, that's weird. See, guys, volatility is already dropping. It's only 10:30 a.m. Milad. Just for farts and laps, I went over to Sim and put in a 100 contract order. Yeah, I'm up 35K with fake money. Yeah, it's very easy to get very overcomplicated with simulators. Trading real money is a different ball game. Hit my target from yesterday at 210 lol. Oh, that's right, Giannis. That's right. Good stuff, Giannis. Milad, Chris, if price goes against your expectations, you're adding to your position till it goes back or blowing the account. Wouldn't these blowings wash many of your profits out? I mean, this is the same as Martin. See, Martin Gale, you guys talk about gambling a lot. We are at an average right now of trading. This is the 48th stream. The average trading, average win rate is 86%. And it's all verifiable. You can go through all the videos, calculate the win rate for yourself, and just all there. So if you guys consider that martingale, I mean, martingale is a bit, you place $10, and then if you lose, you place 20. If you lose, you place 40. It's just a different overall game. There's a lot more probabilities to go in your favor in trading if you know what you're doing. You know the indicators to use, if you know the key levels to trade around, you know the know the news intimately. There's a lot more that can go in your favor. Not all the time, Mark, not all the time, but Randy, this is only eval. Appreciate the follow, MB. Mark, made my daily goal for the day. Just trading the same account now. Just got into a long position. The sell-off is extended. Trying to get out at the 21 EMA. Good luck, Mark. Twitch is on point today. YouTube is lagging behind a wee bit. Okay. Yeah, it's like behind a second on YouTube, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, chat. Nothing crazy, chat. Nothing crazy, chat. Chat, what do you guys want, man? What are you wanting about chat? We have an hour left in the session. Hour left in the session. Volatility is already coming down. ATR peaked at like 19. It's just slowly going down. Gapper trying to do opposite of what your brain tells you on the trades. There's a psychology aspect to trading. HFTs are often programmed with yeah. Darketh, you could say. Darketh, I cannot take responsibility for other people's actions. They are their own. Are you trading NQ? Yes, this is the NASDAQ futures indices. Let's go, funny. I don't know why you're thanking me. That's all you, man. I did not trade 6 trades today. I did not trade 6 accounts. It's all you. Rainy, this account's going to be blown today regardless. And yes, there is a 30% consistency rule. So this account's going by tomorrow regardless. We're just going to see how much profit we can get. The goal is 10K. And I'm not trading any high value accounts today. As you can see, actually you can't see. Well, you can see the prices. I have a lot of accounts that are just sitting idle. But I'm not trading any of them today. Opportunities have surpassed for very high value accounts.
OMFG, WTF, it's G2 became a member. Welcome to the Insiders.
OMFG, is about time you gifted that membership. Welcome to the Insiders, my friend. Welcome to the Insiders. Now we can have the Bitcoin emoji slot, chat. He just unlocked a new emoji. Kind of want to put it in right now. You guys want to also become an insider, the link is below. Join the YouTube membership and become an insider. You get behind the scenes access, and if you come premium plus, if you don't have time to watch the streams, you get a daily recap for now of the market. Just a very comprehensive overall view of what we did, what we traded, why we traded it. There's a lot of analysis, behind the scenes access, behind the scenes on the simulator I'm working for, the mentorship, the educational program. A lot of other stuff is in the works. It all takes time to execute. We are also 12 subscribers away from hitting 5.5 thousand. Insane. Hey, the Elon emoji. Geology, there's a 30% consistency rule. I'm phasing out these Apex accounts anyway. This is the last one. I really don't care about it. But it is what it is. Appreciate you, OMG. Appreciate you. Glad you guys are getting value. What's your opinion on dividend stocks like Misty? I don't know. You know, I don't know. If you have a large portfolio, I guess if you just want to be passive with your investing, but the best thing, well, what I would do is invest everything into myself. That's what I would personally do. That what is truly provides the most exponential growth. You can, but if you're investing long-term, IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, it's all a different ball game. And some people are fine with just a dividend stock that pays them $200 a month, $200 a week, depending on their portfolio size, day, etc. Some people want that income for when they get old, but you're betting a lot. You're betting a lot. All right, let me put this emoji up. We're still waiting for a trade regardless. We have that pivot point up top at 23,222. That's a key level pivot point. 21 EMA coincides with it. 23,168 pivot point as well. Let me put this emoji on. You guys this. Finally got this. Appreciate you guys. Let me just put this on real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Bang. Alright, it should be live. Oh, hold on. One sec, chat. One sec, chat. One sec, chat. One sec, chat. I gotta compress the image. Hold on. Okay. Okay, it should be live any minute. Be on the lookout if you are an insider for the Bitcoin emoji. Be on the lookout. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe. We are going to get active. Probably 1 to 2 more opportunities to trade today. We are probably only going to be live for the next 50 minutes. I'm going to take this 2.5 day weekend soon. The NQ futures is down 0.2%. ES is down 0.15%. The dollar is down 0.4%. The VIX is down 0.4%, sitting at 16.4. The Dow is down 0.4% as well. The Russell is down 0.4% as well. Nvidia is down 0.4% as well. Wow. Tesla is up 2%. Google is up 0.35%. Google is up 0.35%. Amazon is flat. Microsoft is 0.15% down. Meta is 0.75% down. Apple is 0.2% up. Netflix is 4.76% down. Palantir is down 3.3%. Palantir is down 0.6%, excuse me. MicroStrategy is down 3.3%. GameStop is down 0.6%. Costco is up 0.1%. Alibaba is up 3.6%. AbeGo is down 1.3%. AMD is down 1.75%. QCOM is up 0.8%. Adobe is down 0.5% on the day. Voyager Technologies is down 5.25%. ES is coming down and Q is coming up. ES is coming down, little divergence from the ES and NQ. There it is. There's a new Bitcoin emoji. OMFG is the first one to ever use it. Brand new Bitcoin emoji. We're gonna have to get Gapper an emoji as well. The wizard Gapper, the crystal ball. We'll just make a crystal ball emoji. Who are you supporting when it comes to it, Elon or Trump? Who do I think is going to have the most impactful life on Earth to humanity is Elon. Elon's gonna solve one of them permeation filters by making life multiplanetary, and that is very important to just keep our knowledge base intact. You know how the Egyptians died out and left all their advanced knowledge because they did, like, I've thought about how do we save the knowledge just in case we have an extinction event and there's someone else out there we can pass our knowledge on to. And like the only way to really truly do that is like download all the world's information, and that's possible with AI right now, and send it off to space in multiple directions. Just send like 100,000 copies out there or something. But even that, once it gets out so far, they're like almost like not noticeable. You have to create them reflective and something else. But creating my life multiplanetary is probably the best solution to that problem. It just creates a safe haven. But I mean, both planets can be had at the same time. I mean, Mars, Earth. I mean, anything's possible. But it just creates another layer of safety to protect the knowledge base. And the essence of life is passing down knowledge from human being to human being to human being. And some people only have that via parents. Some people like me or other influencers pass it on to you guys as well. And that's the essence of life: learning something, passing on to others, and providing value. Appreciate the file, bye. Appreciate you. Little information satellites orbiting. Yeah, I don't know. We need something to protect the knowledge base. We're getting above the 23,222 pivot point. Let's see if it holds. Nvidia's starting to come up. Microsoft's starting to come up. NQ and ES still are flipped red. And gaps are filled for today. Oh, I like that wizard emoji. I like that. That's not mine. I think all of you can use that. All right, so for now, that is the emoji for Gapper. He's the wizard. I like that. I like that a lot. You're a wizard, Harry. If you guys don't know, Gapper X, the guy, the mod we have, Gapper, he just predicts the market. So far today, he's wrong. He may be right in the latter half. He predicted today 23,400. See? No missed opportunities, only the next one. There are no missed opportunities, only the next one, chat. I'm not sure, Norman. I don't know if we've seen the lows or not. Who knows? OMFG, I have thought about doing it step by step. I've thought about it. I have a lot of ideas. Right now, I'm focusing heavily on the simulator. I know the simulator is going to offer the most value to people. I'm really trying to focus on it. ES is about to create a lower low, and Q and ES having a little divergence. Let me look at news before we get active. Trump appoints requests more marble for Fed renovation. U.S. Department Secretaries, Treasury Secretary, one should question why interest rates are so high. U.S. Treasury wants Trump to cast a wide net for Fed pick. The private sector must educate the public on stablecoins. Crypto rules further sentiment. The dollar as standard. Okay, let's look for a Trump tweet before we get active. We're flushing down. It's still above that range. Yeah, no Trump tweet. Just all charting. He just used all that Gapperism in the market, and it does what he says. Yeah, so I saw the chat poll where 80% were low and low. That's why I've been shorting all morning. Yeah. What's the herd you speak of? The wisdom of the crowd. The wisdom of the crowd is a real thing. Joshua, what's up? What's up? This is the NASDAQ futures indices. The future indices of the NASDAQ. Just staying patient, waiting for an opportunity. Staying patient. So looks like it's going to flush down. It rejected from this pivot point 23,222. We have the pivot point down to the downside 23,168. It's starting to break through this range. It may reject it, it may not. Let's also do this as well. And this. Let's just draw these trend lines just to have them. ES is starting to prop up. ES is below the VWAP, 100 SMA, 100 MA, and 200 SMA. Legend said, I'm going to get a head start on my weekend. Y'all have an awesome Friday and have a great weekend. Take it easy, my friends. Appreciate you, Legend. Hopefully you have a great, peaceful weekend. Introspect, grind, and just slow down. Wish you the best, my friend. Hopefully you're ready for Monday. Monday's battle. We're waiting, chat. Waiting. Stalking our prey. And video's coming down. ES trying to come up, bouncing from the RSI MA. Later, legends. Trying to wait, chat. Trying to stay patient. Wait for the key level. If you guys haven't noticed, ATR is just steadily dropping. 7 subscribers away from 5.5K. Absolutely insane. Insane, chat. What's up, Steeler? Good morning, good afternoon. If you guys are new here, make sure you smash that like button. It boosts us in the algorithm. Most transparent trader by far on YouTube. Appreciate all you. This is not Bitcoin. This is the NASDAQ future indices. Appreciate the follow, Roro. Appreciate the follow throughout. The NASDAQ is the 100 tech stocks of America, of the US. Just think about it, think of it like the best tech stocks in the US under the umbrella of one. Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Netflix, Palantir, MicroStrategy, AMD, etc., etc. What's up? Getting above the 20 man, trying to break out of that pivot point. Trying to stay patient. It did create a higher low. Let's go, chat. Might create a lower high, send it down. Low markets at 23,186. High markets at 23,320. Appreciate you, Steeler. Appreciate you. Trying to see if this gets above that key level pivot point. Trying to see. Simplify your question. Simplify your question, Sealer. So far, that's a lower high. Might be manipulation to send this higher. Nvidia is coming down pretty hard. Let me wait. Clean up the chart a little bit. That's why I'm creating a simulator, Steeler. I'm coding a simulator myself. It's going to be a website where you can go and find out if trading is truly right for you, without having to buy a TradingView subscription, trade your real money, etc., etc. Nvidia is just coming lower and lower. Half a decade, Steeler. I've been trading since 2020, 2021. Half a decade. Started during the AMC, GME, all that craze with that conversion event. Trying to wait, chat. Trying to stay patient. This is the hardest part of trading by far. Staying patient. This is why only 1 to 5% of traders are profitable. Trying to get above the 21 EMA. Trying to get above that pivot point, 23,222. Very key pivot point. Very, very, very key. This might do a V-shaped recovery, to be fair. May do it. ATR is getting lower and lower. I'll send 2. I'll send 2 with a pretty tight stop.
Order submitted.
Pretty tight stop. It needs to get above that pivot point or will be stopped out. 10-point stop. It either goes or doesn't. We are trading the same account, so we're trading all profit right now. Just 2 contracts, up 20, up 30, up 50, 2 contracts long. It may reject from this pivot point. I'm betting on a little spike up. Nvidia is starting to come down again. I'm trading on prop firm accounts, Steeler. So the software I use is NinjaTrader. We're down 100, down 130. May get stopped out if this wicks down. ES trying to come down. Nvidia is now down 0.6%. Meta is down 0.65%. It's rejecting. We're about to be stopped out. 2 points away. And we were saved by 2 points so far. Let's see. Down 100, down 150, down 200, 2 contracts long. All right, let me look at news. Might get stopped out here. It's hesitating at the 21 EMA. Checking for a Trump tweet. Yes, wicking down, about to be stopped out. And ES is plummeting hard, pulling back very hard. About to be stopped out, and 1 point away, 1 point away. Down 300 and stopped out. That's a lower high. Just one big consolidation range. Just gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. Took a stab out of it. It was breaking through the 21 EMA, breaking through that key pivot point. Rejected it. On to the next. Yes, create a lower low. Thank you. Having a low divergence, not creating a lower low. But pulling back. Trying to stay in this range. Rejecting that trend line for now. Let's see if we can get back into it. Just be wicks. I work hard every day to provide for my kids, to learn this advanced tech, to succeed in money so they don't have to work physically like I have my whole life. Good luck with you, young man. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Steeler. Wish you all the best, my friend. Wish you all the luck in the world, all the blessings. Hopefully what you want out of life comes to fruition. Keep it up. We're rejecting that range. We're wicking down, about to tap the low of day. Hey, Steeler, can you type one more message or someone else? Get that that guy's comment off screen. I banned him, but it's still on screen. Now I cannot do it. Appreciate it, King. Good morning for me. Good afternoon for you. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. 11 a.m., my friend. Pivot point to the downside at 23,168. Good morning, King. Nvidia is now down almost 8% on the day. Insane. Remember, the next news is at 1 p.m. U.S. Baker Hughes total oil rig. Not really that important. And 1:30 p.m. Trump in swearing in ceremony for IRS. 2:30 p.m. Trump signing ceremony for the Genius Act. Gotta see, chat. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the times you don't feel like doing something, you don't feel like doing your responsibilities, just you don't feel like going to work that day, I don't know, something like weird happens where if I do it that day, I persevere, I feel phenomenal, and good things always transpire if I force myself to do something that is good for me, that I don't want to do, that I'm supposed to do, that I have obligations, that I'm accountable for, responsible for. And if I don't feel like doing it, I always force myself to do it. And every time I do not regret it. So I don't know if you guys notice the same patterns in your life, but I've been noticing that more and more recently. The days I don't feel like doing something, trading or streaming, I do it. It becomes the most spectacular, just abundant, most viewer day, and it like most positive day. I feel amazing while doing it, and that's mainly because I love trading. I love what I do, but I've like noticed that pattern with almost everything. Like if I don't want to work out, but I force myself to work out, after the workout, a couple hours later, I feel amazing. So you really need to persevere through resistance, through the weak thoughts in your mind, and just get it done regardless. What's up, NFT? Good morning, my friend. Good to see you, good to see you. I'm a scalper now, eh? What about that Bitcoin trade I held for 8 hours? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bruv. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. Come on, homie. Trying to create a lower low. The low of day is at 23,186. Trying to wait through that. Nvidia is down to 1% negative on the day. ATR is at 15, but it feels like it's at 9. We have 25 minutes left in the stream. 25 minutes. I'm cutting the stream off at 11:30 a.m. Unless there's like amazing volatility, some crazy news, then we'll stick around till volatility drops again. But if you guys can't tell, volatility is dropping, and we were planning on doing this regardless. That's why I started the stream early at 8:30 a.m. Planned on ending at 11:30, and we'll see. There may be 1 to 2 opportunities here. Just have to wait and see. Wait for them. Be patient. Don't FOMO. Don't overtrade. Just hold our convictions. Trade around key levels that we like, and most importantly, no missed opportunity. Only the next one. No missed opportunities, chat. Only the next one. Appreciate you guys. I'm glad we finally opened that other emoji slot for the insiders. Really glad. I've been waiting on it. I think we still have some more too. We have hit 5.5k subscribers. 48 streams, 5.5k subscribers. We must be doing something right. You guys have to be gaining value, and I'm glad to offer it. I'm glad you guys are learning what to do, what not to do. I'm glad I can offer you guys value, and you can learn, take the best from what I do right, what I do wrong, the failures, the successes. I'm glad you guys are gaining value, and I appreciate you guys. NFT link below the YouTube memberships, the insiders, and it's very key. If you guys want daily recaps, you don't have time for the full stream, I'm doing daily recaps right now. May not do them forever, but currently we're doing daily recaps for members only, for the insiders, premium plus tier only. They get access to daily recaps. You guys see right here, daily recaps, members only, premium plus only. I just go over the trades, every single trade, what I saw, the analysis behind the scenes, and the members get access to all that. Members get a sneak peek to the simulator design that I just came up with, implemented, and they get behind the scenes opinions on everything. The emojis that I'm planning on releasing, etc., etc. I just hit my first 1K trade on the NQ shorts. Thank you for helping, Chris. All you, TX, all you. I didn't press the button. I didn't put your money on risk. You did that all yourself. All yourself. Miguel said something right. You rock. Really, it's appreciated what you learn us. Appreciate you, Miguel. Appreciate you. I'm just glad I'm not one of these social media people who offer no value at all. And you guys are actually learning something. I'm really, really happy about it. Also building a solid community. I'm already satisfied where we're at. I'm satisfied with the community we built. The people who are in here, all you ninja watchers as well. I know you're just watching, waiting to see me fail or succeed. I appreciate you regardless. And there's some good people behind the screen as well. But Gapper, Miguel, Adrius, Norman, and King, NFT, Legend. There's a myriad of others that I'm probably forgetting, but already a solid trading community. Cannot ask for more. Minecraft says, what's your thoughts on Mako mining in Canada? I have been holding for 12 months. This up about 109%. Well, it looks like I need to research Mako mining in Canada. You're at 109% in 12 months. I haven't did any research. I haven't learned anything about Mako mining in Canada, but that is about to be on the docket. I tell you that. All right, that's on the to-do list. Appreciate that. I have no thoughts because I have not researched into it. But 109% is no joke. No matter what you put into it. With this proposed pipeline, it's going to help it, right? It should, but I have no idea. I haven't researched into it. Sometimes you guys got to be very careful because sometimes on speculation news, like traders buy in and then once the news comes out, it drops briefly, then it rises back up. Not all the time, and just trade your own conviction, guys. I really can't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Honored to be here, bro, and part of the community. Appreciate it, Adrius. Absolutely, and we're just getting started. I've even ramped back social media a little bit to focus on the simulator. I haven't been posting shorts, and that's why the viewership's been a little low, but today it's back up. I don't know why. But I'm thankful, grateful, and we are back. The YouTube short stream went crazy today. Absolutely. Oh, let's go through this. Are you profitable, negative, or learning? 17 votes. 53% are profitable, 29% are negative, 18% are learning. Wow, really? A lot of people had a hard time trading today. Friday is no joke. I'm telling you guys, Friday is no joke. On the YouTube short stream, 32% are profitable, 15% are negative, 53% are learning. All right, let's do a Q&A. Any questions you guys have, anything you want to know, just type them in chat. I do not think we're going to have another opportunity for a trade today. There probably will be at the latter half of the day, but we're not going to stick around for it. 1 p.m. U.S. Baker Hughes total oil rig. 1:30 p.m. This is news to come for today if you're still going to trade. 1:30 p.m. Trump and swearing in ceremony for the IRS. 2:30 p.m. Trump signing ceremony for the Genius Act. And then on Monday, the only thing on the docket currently, 10 a.m. US lean index change month over month, US 6-month bill, 3-month bill. And then we'll also have Trump news. I'm sure we'll have news over the weekend. What's up, Lily? Hello, unfortunately my headphones broke. Hopefully that's true, Lily, and you're not trying to shill or sell graphics designs, because I'm not interested. Appreciate the follow though, appreciate you. Honored to be here, bro. I'm part of the community. Appreciate you guys. Fed Goldsby said rates can go down a fair bit over the next year. Fed Goldsby, I'm a little weary as the latest CPI data shows tariffs pushing up goods inflation. House China panel chair Molinier faults Trump's move to ease Nvidia chip sales. Very low volatility right now. Be very careful. What is the second column chart? No description. It's right there. Hold on, right there. You look at the title. NQ 5-minute NASDAQ. This is the 5-minute chart up top. Well, not the short stream. This is the regular YouTube stream. 5-minute chart, 2-minute chart, all the accounts, subscriber, the time of day, subscribe count, time of day, the stocks, ticker below, their percentages, their prices. I may need to make the watermarks a little bigger, to be fair. Trying to stay patient, wait. Nvidia's down 0.6%. There may be an opportunity, but kind of leaning to less likely, to be honest. Glad to see you guys succeeding. Really glad to see it. Really thankful for you guys typing like what you make in chat, like TX did. I'm really thankful. It inspires more people than just me. A lot of people read your guys' comments and they definitely get inspired for sure. It's getting above the 21 EMA. Alrighty. Climbing up.
Order filled.
Maybe too long. Should take a stab out of it. I think it may wake up here. Could be a fake out. May not get back into the range. It's above the 21 EMA. I think it may want to tap the NQ5 EMA at 21 EMA. That's kind of what I'm betting on. It has to get past that key level pivot point at 23,222. We'll see. Down 100. Down 150. We'll see. ES is below the 100 MA. 2R SMA, VWAP, Nvidia is coming up a bit. Have to wait. Low ATR trades are going to take a while to come to fruition. Thinking the ES may want to come tap that 100 MA. NQ5 may want to tap that 21 EMA. Have to wait. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Go, 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 go. Up 10, up 20, 2 contracts, up 50, 2 contracts long, wake up, up 70, wake up. Absolutely, Stephanie, up 140, a little more wick, let's go. A little more, up 150, little more. Hasn't even tapped that pivot point yet. Little more. It's broke back into that range, at least for now. It may reject. Gotta give it some time. Could have scalped 100, 150. Being a little greedy. %, Cyber. Sol and ETH are doing crazy. Doge is up 15% today as well. Absolutely insane. Stephanie, yes we did. We got some very good, very good trade. Most of the opportunities are gone for today until 1 p.m. to 30 p.m. when Trump speaks, but we are not going to stick around for that. We're down 200, 2 contracts long, tapping the 20 May have to think about cutting this trade if it doesn't bounce here. Down 300, down 400. A little lower. Very bearish wick on the NQ5 minute chart. May have to cut this. Down 10 points. We're gonna put a stop. I was about to just cut and call day, but we'll put a stop right below these low wicks. Probably gonna get stopped out. If not, we'll run up, but probably gonna be stopped out for negative 600. Has a chance. Could have scalped 150 to decide to go greedy with it, but low ATR, what are you gonna do? Was about to have 4 contracts there, decided not to. Nvidia is trying to come up. Hindsight. Should have added 4 contracts, hindsight. Now we'll move stop up to the low of these wicks. A little lower. We'll see. Appreciate you, Space. Appreciate you. 40 minutes till fun time. Well, you guys can enjoy fun time yourself. Enjoy the fun time yourself. I'm having fun right now. Is this trade going to come to fruition or not? NQ 30 minute looks like it wants to bounce up. NQ 5 minute, very bearish wicks. May get stopped out here, 6 points away, 4 points away. And 2 points away. About to be stopped. And stopped out. Nvidia came lower. Ooh, pretty nice wick down. This is low ATR trading. Well, I usually don't like doing it. What's up, Rizzo? The amount of free game you provide is unreal. People don't realize it. Well, Space, this stream is not really how I normally trade. This account is worthless, so we're just basically YOLOing it. I did in that trade. I'm still trading with stops and trading somewhat responsible. But this is not normally how we trade. Plus, it's a Friday. Rizzo, I don't I do no giveaways just yet. Sorry, my friend. Appreciate you, Space. Appreciate you coming out of the shadows, my friend. You're one of those ninja watchers I was talking about. Coming from behind the scenes and joining the community. Appreciate you. No, Rizal, no, no, no. And stop begging. A doll hair, a doll hair. I don't even know what you would be able to do with $1 unless you're in another country and it's worth like 100. I can't even buy you a glass of water, my friend. Hanging in space. Appreciate you, Space. Well, your name is Space. See you, Tom. See you later. Appreciate you being there. See you tomorrow. See, I may not be crazy. This wants to bounce. This wants to bounce, chat. But the NQ5 man looks absolutely atrocious. Google's up 0.5%. Amazon is up 0.3%. Stephanie. I call her Stephanie. I call her Stephanie. I don't open doors for her. I just want the nothing more. Shorty, make it clap, make it. Copyright, okay. Good to hear, Chris. I showed up after the action, so was curious what I missed. Just all this trading. We traded on the extreme of this wick. We also traded on this little consolidation, got the wick up, and then took a short here, just scalped it. Took a long here, scalped it off the extreme, and then took a very big trade here. This is where we made like 6,000 right here. And just sold out, sold here, and then trailed up. And then losing trade, losing trade. Just taking some scalps with a stop. Both of these trades were in the green, by the way. In the green, I decided to be greedy though, and not scalp. Not greedy. I'm out for today. Thanks. We'll see you next time. See you Monday, Norman. Appreciate you. Before you leave, did you trade today or you just watch? If you just watch, it's fine. It's a Friday, harder trading conditions, and I know you've been having a hard time recently. So just keep your head up, keep grinding, keep introspecting, keep reviewing, recording your trading. Just keep your head up. You got this, Norman. You got this. Got it, Norman. When I'm trading, I listen to metal songs to get hyped. Oh, NFT, I was a monster behind the scenes, but I can't play any songs while streaming, which sucks. If we were just on Twitch, yeah, but I'm live. I'm multi-streaming everywhere, and especially YouTube. But I would just listen to crazy music, just full blast. I just want to nothing more. We'll take another stab out of it. This is the last trade of the day. It either goes or it doesn't. We'll probably only scalp this one to be fair.
Order submitted.
Stop right below the wick. Up 130, up 120. This is the last trade of the day. It's breaking above the 20 MA. ES trying to prop up. Nvidia starting to come up. And NQ 30 minutes looking all right. NQ 30 minute. NQ 5 minute looks like it wants to go to the 20 MA. Let's see. Probably only holding this to the view, to the pivot point up top, if that. Up 100, 110. Now, good risk management, right below the 21 EMA, 3-point stop. So now we're really not risking anything of significance. Appreciate it, John. Glad you guys are getting value. up 100, 140, 150, 2 contracts long. Low ATR, I do not thrive in low ATR environments. Just so you guys know. Up 160. Out for the weekend. See you on Monday. See you on Monday, Miguel. This is the last trade of the day anyway. Okay, now we're break even stop. Risk-free trade. Risk-free trade. Last trade of the day. Risk-free trade. Up 250, up 270, up 300. 2 contracts long. Wicking down. Let's go. No matter if we get stopped out for break even or not, this is a good example of how to manage your risk in a trade. Start with a 10-point stop, then went to 3 when it broke above a key level. Now at break even. And it could stop here or it could go up. We'll trail this up. Appreciate you, Stephanie. You guys are new here, smash that like button, follow the channel, subscribe. I'm live every single day at 9:30 a.m. EST. Next time we are live is at Monday at 9:30 a.m. And it is 11:30 a.m. This is the last trade of the day, regardless. We're about to be stopped out. And wouldn't mind trailing this up. Wouldn't mind it. I'll probably secure this at the pivot point. The 22,221 is pretty key. Pretty key level. Very volatile. For a low ATR environment, up 200 again. 2 contracts long. Appreciate you, Stephanie. Up 280, up 300, up 320. About to hit the target. About to hit the take profit. About to hit it. About to hit it. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Up 300. A little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Up 330, up 350. It's hesitating, hesitating. Tightening stop, tightening stop. A little more, a little higher, and taking it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful $400 scalp. Beautiful. Took 10 points in that trade. Absolutely stunning. Great, 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 great moment to end on. I'm going to take this 2.5 day weekend, but before we do, let's most of you smash the like button. Appreciate you guys. News, if you're still trading, the next news on the docket is at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. U.S. Baker Hughes total oil rig. At 1:30 p.m. Trump is doing a swearing-in ceremony for the IRS. At 2:30 p.m. Trump signing ceremony for the Genius Act that just passed the House of Representatives. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Watch for Trump's tweets. Be careful in this low volatility environment. Stay safe. Be careful. I love you guys. I will see you guys Monday at 9:30 a.m. EST. Peace.